Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another StarCraft 2 broadcast. My name is Anaris, and today we're here watching another episode of Scared in Korea. This is going to be, I hope, a multi-game series. I'm going to go look through my replay folder, see what kind of interesting games I've had today. I try to pick ones that are both interesting and also something I can learn from. So those two don't always align. But, the first game number 1 here, we have Ghost Marine spawning as the Blue Terran down in the 6 o'clock position. Myself, Nannerpuss, spawning as Protoss in the top position. And yeah, this was, I think, one of about 10 ladder games I did today. Yeah, the theme of the day, I swear, is turtling. I don't know what it is. I think people just saw my name, and they're like, oh, you're Nannerpuss? Well, guess what? I'm Turtle D, and I like siege tanks. Yeah, just imagine me singing that. I don't quite have the voice for it yet. Again, if you happen to see any random little pauses where it's like, oh, hey, what happened? The music just changed. It's probably because I haven't quite gotten over whatever I had yet, so I'm still kind of coughing a little bit and don't want to subject you guys to that. Here I come down here scouting. Pretty normal opener so far. Going into this game, I'm thinking 3-gate robo. It's something I've been practicing a lot lately. I'm trying to refine it, trying to get into really late games and practice transitioning past the expansion into third base, fourth base, fifth base, because I just really don't have a lot of experience doing that. A lot of games actually end up pretty early. So, that's why I've been going with this strategy. It's good all around. Pretty good defending against rushes. Pretty good defending against, later attacks. Does give a easy transition into detection, which is one thing that I very much enjoy. Now, I want to point out one mistake here that I've already made. I came down here. I scouted the gas, but I scouted the gas too early. So now you can see neither geyser has been claimed yet. Terran is at 16 supply, no orbital command, and I should have stayed around a little bit longer because those two things would have been a huge red flag that something is going on here very soon. All of this money for the Terran player is being put into a second barracks. Got another Marine coming on the way, 18 supply currently. I'm sitting at 21 supply up here. I've got my Cybernetics core just about complete. Now, having scouted my opponent, realizing he's very far away from me, cross positions, I think to myself, okay, so I saw one barracks. I didn't see any gas, but too late to go back and fix that mistake. I think I'm going to go ahead and actually drop my robotics facility next. So you're going to see when I have the gas, that's going to go down here in just a moment or two. But you see I'm also continuing to use my chrono boost on my Nexus. Again, that's because based on the information that I scouted, I didn't really feel too threatened. But if you look down here, you see, alright, we got 3 Marines here, a 4th, or a SCV is heading out towards the middle. No big deal there. And still no gas. But if you look at the income right now, it's about even. Of course, I've got 2 gas there, 24 to 16. So he is no longer working on those SCVs. He's just trying to get those Marines up, currently 23 to 27 supply. And up here, now this is what I was talking about earlier. Robotics facility has gone down. And again, just thinking, not going to be needing that second, third gateway super early. I can go ahead and get this facility down, and I can get my observer out, maybe get out an Immortal, go put out some pressure. We'll see what happens. But look at this. The Terran player, Ghost Marine, you see he actually moves out with a bunch of SCVs. It starts off by sending a ton of SCVs out there. But when he saw that I had the Stalker out there, he knew that I knew what was coming. He decided to go ahead and send some of them back because he realized this might not work out. Still, pretty risky move, though. Definitely going to be having some intense pressure here coming in just a second. There's my force field. Now, the Sentry does unfortunately get surrounded. That was ultimately my fault. I mean, it was just a simple mistake. But I was thinking, probably a good thing came of it is that the SCV stood there and tanked some damage, so that Stalker was actually able to take out some of those SCVs, so at least that's kind of good. And now the Marines are in the base here, and I'm thinking, alright, gotta take out this SCV, building this bunker, that is of the utmost importance, and of course the Sentry just ran out there and died super quick. I let it finish building instead of a Stalker because it was already pretty close to done. Now this is what I'm hoping will be my savior right here, an Immortal, because I know the this bunker is going to be a serious threat once it's completed, so I decide to pull the probes off and tank for the Immortal, try to push the fight over here towards the 2 gateways where the bunker is. Going to use this Immortal in just a second to start taking out the bunker. Now you see I'm actually just not even worrying about the SCV right now. I know there's 2 of them there, not going to be that huge of a deal. So there goes 100 minerals. He let that complete, and now the attack is finished. So I did actually lose a lot of probes during that fight. We can actually just look at the units all stab and see 18 to 22, so 1275 to 1150 resources lost. He actually lost less than me, and I think it's this one. No, not that one. Okay, yeah, see, there we go. 14 workers to 8 workers killed. So I was able to hold off the attack, but I'm not quite sitting in such a good spot. You see down here, the income tab, 16 to 13. He's got a pretty decent number of SCVs, so we obviously did not bring a ton of them. I think maybe if he brought a few more, it would have ended a little bit differently, but also would have been a little bit riskier for him. So he's going to go ahead and assume a defensive position. That's not surprising at all. He does have the production capability to fill up some bunkers very fast. Obviously, not having gas until just a second ago is definitely going to hurt him. And I'm thinking to myself at this point, alright, his economy has to be about as crappy as mine right now. And you see I've actually just got a couple probes on gas, not worrying about filling these out. I'm leaving them alone, 2 on one, 1 on the other. That's perfectly fine. And down here, I'm trying to bust up the ramp, see what damage I can do, just basically take inventory of what I'm up against here, and I see the 2 bunkers, and my first thought is that I really should just try to find a way to keep putting pressure here, because the longer that I force his SCVs over here to repair, the more that I'm going to be able to get ahead, because he's not going to be able to apply the same pressure that I am to him. Also, Immortals. That's my main focus right now. Getting those out, and I just know that even if he's got a whole bunch of SCVs up here repairing, DPSing or healing through, God, I've friggin' played too many MMOs, trying to heal the bunker up with SCVs through like 3 or 4 Immortals is going to be a huge pain. So now there we go, the sacrificial SCV absorbing the damage. There you see it come up. One of those bunkers already goes down. Of course, 4 Stalkers and an Immortal, it kind of would have been expected to go pretty quick rather. Now look at this bunker, man. It dips down to like 4 health. I think 3 different times. I leave the units up there just thinking, oh man, if I can just get one more wave of shots off for it to go down, then it'll go down to like 4. And it's like, no! How dare you defy Nanarpus! I will have your peel for this. So now I'm kind of backing off a little bit, and I just decide I'm going to stick with the same strategy. Immortals, Stalkers, Zealots, and just, well, keep getting the Immortals. You see I got another one coming down right here. And now it's kind of a waiting game for the next minute. We can see up here Ghost Marine, he realizes that he is still in a really sticky situation. But he's also working on his infrastructure a whole lot at the same time. Now look at this, he's got the command center already good to go, and he's got 5 barracks right now. So he is definitely taking a little bit of a risk having all this money dumped into infrastructure instead of trying to get some more defenses, more units, etc. You see there's a lot of downtime on these bunkers. There's no upgrades right here coming. You know, stim packs would definitely be a good thing here. And there I go, now coming up once again, trying to take out that bunker. You see the first one does indeed go down, and the second one, I'm trying to take it out now. You see my second Immortal isn't quite in a good position to get some shots off there. So I decide, rather than readjusting and taking some extra needless damage, I'm just going to pull back again and wait, because I know I have another Immortal at least coming in just a second, maybe. No, maybe not. I don't know. I know I end up getting another one at some point here. But the next key thing is having this observer. That's right. That's why I don't have a third one right now. It's because I got this observer down here instead. And I really wanted to be able to have vision of the high ground to pop off any bunkers. In that case, any other structures other than a bunker. And look at this. The whole time, Ghost Marine, from the frequency of my attacks, I have forced him. I've been successful in forcing him to keep a large number of his SCVs off of mining. Look at that income right now. That's about what it's been for the past couple minutes. And you see he's not really able to produce the amount of units that he's going to have to use. I think it's funny, actually. One mistake that he's making here. You see, he's still got 3 SCVs on that gas there, and I think 1 SCV on gas there as well. He really could be using those on minerals, because you see his gas is just piling up for no real reason. And of course, there goes the observer there, but now I have my 3rd immortal. I'm able to walk up here and start doing some heavy damage to the bunker before he's able to really react and get a full surround in the bunker with his SCVs, and now I'm just trying to brute force my way up here. So, now that you guys have seen this video, of course, going to take out the tech lab, make sure he's not going to be finishing any research. Now that you've seen this, this is actually something that I'm surprised I haven't seen a lot more of on the Korean server. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said the servers can pretty much be summarized with this. North America, full of 6 pools, right? All right, Europe, the European server, cannon rushers. Cheese, cannon, that whole thing. The Korean server is filled with all-ins. Just early Terran all-ins. And yeah, that's just kind of an example of what you've seen here is a unsuccessful partial all-in. I don't know. That was pretty damaging for him at the start. But he also did do a lot of damage to my economy as well. So it kind of came out even there in the end. Even by me saying actually 1. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to go on and try to find another game here. Oh, I know some of you guys were asking my league for Season 2. I actually got placed into Gold. Again, I think right now I'm ranked 7? I don't know, that's fluctuating a little bit here and there, but Golden 1s, and I think Platinum and Random 3s. Just, I've done my placement matches, just kind of goofing off, and yeah, but anyways, just enough blabbering. Go on to game number 2, and yeah, good times. Alright guys, this is it. Game number 2 of Scared in Korea number 3. We have up here at the 12 o'clock position, the Red Terran known as... Insert epic name here? I don't know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I swear, I'm not trying to just be all, like, passively dismissing the players based on their names. I genuinely just cannot read them. Fortunately, there are amazing people, possibly like you listening right now, who can leave a comment and let me know what the names are. Eventually, I will actually learn to at least read it. But for now, down here, spawning in the 2 o'clock position, we have myself, the Nannerpuss, waving my octopili around, whatever that even a word, I don't know. Hanging out like the totally awesome kid that I am. And yeah, going into this game, pretty much going to be the same plan as before. Going to be going 3-gate robo, but then I think I do a little bit of a variation of it. Well, not variation, but I really try to, based on the map is kind of the big thing for me as to whether or not I decide to go like 1 gateway, then a robo, or maybe like 2 gateways on a robo, maybe 3 gates. And the map, and also the information that I get from scouting. Of course, I want to have those gateways up sooner if I think that they're going to be putting a lot of pressure on me early. But if I think we're okay for a while, if I think we're going to be just sitting pretty good, I'll get that robotics facility down, so that way it'll be building, and I can be saving up money and dropping other structures while letting that go, so that way I can get my robotics bay sooner. So over here, Terran player, you can see he is opening up pretty standard build. We've got gas, barracks, probably see a orbital command here in just a minute. Myself, gas is good to go. Let's see, gateway is now complete. Have a cybernetics core dropping in just a second. Sure enough, bam, right on the money. And let's see, I think I've actually been continuing to use my chrono boost on my Nexus. Again, I come over there, I realize, okay, so we got the gas, we got the orbital command. Those are the 2 key things that I look for to make sure we're not going to have some kind of crazy early attack. So I'm good to go ahead and get going. Whoa, that was a little lag there. Get going with my build as usual. So 2nd gateway going down. Again, it's a 2-player. Whew, sorry about that. I'm still not quite over this friggin' whatever it is. But yeah, 2nd gateway going down. Again, 2-player map. I realized, even though I saw the 1 barracks, he could still decide to put on a little bit of pressure. Maybe, since it's, you know, 2 starting positions, he's coming over here, he's scouting me. He's seeing it, so most likely I'll be okay to drop the robotics facility next. since he spots that I have that second gateway coming, it'll probably offset or probably make him think maybe I won't be able to catch him off guard with any kind of early attack. So yeah, robotics facility going down as intended. One of the things, actually this is one thing I've really noticed about my playstyle. I generally do pretty good with the build order openers, keeping my money down. You see, I just watch. I try to keep them as close as possible to 0. I know for a while, when I first started playing StarCraft 1, and this was back ages and ages ago. I think like winter of '98 or something like that. I really made it a point to try to keep my money below. I think it was like 800 or something like that, and then bringing it down to 500 and then 400, and yeah, that was something that I still actually do to this day, in pretty much every RTS that I play. I kind of dabble around in other ones, and I find that it's a practicing maneuver that translates well from various games, and of course StarCraft 2 no exception. Anyways, I'm kind of getting off on a tangent here. So 4th barracks is going down. I popped up there. I saw I think 2 barracks in the I saw 3 barracks right there. So, Bio was definitely going to be the name of the game. Having seen those 2 tech labs, I assumed I would be spotting some upgrades very soon, pretty heavy on the upgrades, and also heavy Marauder play. So I'm kind of planning around that. That's why I've got the Immortal on the way right now. Also, as you spotted just a second ago, Observer popped out just a second ago. You can see it's kind of hanging out here on the edge. It's always a little different. Sometimes I could sneak these things in. Actually, I have a lot of fun with that. As long as I'm not taking away from something more important, I like to try to get in and sneak around with the observers. I think I actually have a game where we had just observer wars. Each person had like 5, and we just run around constantly trying to kill each other's observers the whole time. And we didn't have any major engagements. We just observer chasing. It was actually quite lulzy, quite entertaining. So now, 3-gate robos come to fruition. Decided to move out with my Immortal. Maybe see if I can put some pressure, because so far haven't seen a lot of this guy. And I know Marauders, they're pretty difficult to maneuver in tight spaces. So I figure I can get some free shots. And this was a big derp moment right here. This is something that I need to break my habit of. It's something that a lot of people do. 1A to victory, had my Zealots in the same hotkey as my Stalkers. Not smart. Not smart. The Epic Mealtime guys would not approve of the smartness factor of what is going on. Right there. Right there. Big old dirt moment. And this I try to redeem myself. I'm like, alright, so I just lost a Zealot. I hate you, Terran, by the way. I hate you for that. And I'm just going to come over here and kill your barracks. I realize, you know, he's not really going to be able to get in here and do a whole lot of damage. Look at that space right there. Only a couple units can fire at me. I've got plenty of time. And I put the force field down thinking, oh, hey, he won't be able to get out here. Oh, but there's a depot back there that he can just lower and get out. Excuse me. And so I take out the depot. Did not work. My voice just cracked there too. This is fun, you know? And I lose the Immortal there. Big old honking mistake there. Should have brought that back at the very beginning of that whole encounter, but did not happen. So I decided to try to push my luck, maybe get a proxy pylon over here, and continue to push onward. But with my Observer, which is somewhere in here, I don't know exactly, yeah, right there, I spot, okay, he's moved out now a little bit. I'm probably not going to be able to get that probe through here. If I do, it's going to spot it. I mean, there's no way he can't. And I also spot the ghosts. And that's another reason why I attacked when I did, was because I wanted to try to come in here and put some pressure on the Terran player and delay the ghost while I got my own expansion going. The problem, number 1, I didn't do nearly enough damage. Number 2, my micro was crap. It was utter crap. And number 3, I expanded too late. I think I had the right idea. It's just in terms of execution, it was piss poor planning, or piss poor execution. So this is the result. I have a nice little Terran death ball running around here. Marine, Marauder, couple ghosts. See, I think there's one of them right now. Another one is on the way. And the clock is ticking. So I know it's just a matter of time before I have to deal with this. My options right now, got a couple. See, I'm dropping my Twilight Council. What's going on in my head? Charge. I really want to get that charge upgrade for the Zealots, so that way I can get a good surround, have those meat shields running around doing plenty of damage to these Marines and Marauders. Of course, I saw the composition. I saw a pretty decent Marine-Marauder ratio there. I knew that Zealots would definitely be helpful, but there's a lot of Marines. You see there's no stim pack, though. No stim pack, no shield. Huh. Gotta wonder. He was building that. I think he actually canceled it in order to make a unit. But that's okay. That's okay. So I spot over here. So we got 2 ghosts now. 3 ghosts, rather. You see I've actually split my army up a little bit here. I'm thinking that maybe I can do some kind of flank attack with the Zealots. Come in, because I know that the Terran player, as soon as I engage with my Stalkers, you know, he's going to want to run in, run around, do that stutter step attacking, and I really want to have these Zealots come in from the back and see if I can just force the Terran to be in that one ball. The problem is, for the past minute or so, I've been actually longer than that, I've been falling behind on supply, and now, you see, it's almost dead even. Perfect EMP on top of the Stalkers, taking out the Immortal right off the bat. You see the Zealots are running in, the meat shields are coming to the party way too late, not going to be effective at all. You see, I do some damage, but on the whole, I get trashed, and I just decided, I'm like, you know what, that was just terrible, and I definitely did not GG. I'm a horrible person, I know. But definitely upset with I was really honestly upset with myself, because I feel like those mistakes were so stupid that I mean, there's just no excuse for it. No excuse at all. It's one of those things where you can, like I said earlier, you can plan it in your head and it'll sound good, but then when you go to try to execute it, that's what I was mentioning in the comments in my last video. Experience is definitely what I need. I've got a lot of good ideas. I feel like I have the mental capacity to formulate a lot of unique, interesting plans and have a cohesive strategy, but in terms of implementation, I just need practice, and that's what this series is all about. So, game number 2, it's a bust. Terran busted up my ramp and left a whole bunch of bloody stuff that the janitors are going to have to come back and clean up at like 2 a.m. But that's okay. That's okay. Alright, let's see if I can find one more game, and yeah, good stuff.